I'm Ethan Carter, and if you asked me a week ago, I would have told you I had the perfect life. Perfect? Mark once laughed over coffee. Nobody has a perfect life. I do, I said, smiling into my cup. Or at least close enough. You always say that, he replied, shaking his head. What's the secret, huh? It's Sophia, I said without hesitation. She's everything. And I meant it. Every morning, I woke up before her. I'd stand in the kitchen, making coffee, listening to the quiet hum of our house. Then I'd hear her soft footsteps. Ethan, she'd mumble. I'm here, I'd answer. She'd walk in, hair messy, eyes half closed, and wrap her arms around me from behind. You're up early again, she'd say. Someone has to keep this place running. You mean someone has to make coffee, she teased. I'd turn around, hand her a cup, and kiss her forehead. Same thing. That was us. Simple, easy, real. At least, that's what I believed. Man, you're whipped, Mark said one day when I told him about it. I'm not whipped, I replied. I'm happy. Same thing. No, I said firmly. It's different when it's right. He leaned back in his chair. So, you're telling me she's perfect? I'm telling you she's perfect for me. And that ended the conversation, because even he could hear in my voice, I wasn't pretending. Sophia wasn't just my wife. She was my peace. You work too much, she told me one evening as I checked emails. I have to, I said. It's how we keep this life. She sat beside me, resting her head on my shoulder. I don't need all this. I just need you. You say that now. I smiled. But you like this house. I like you more. I really looked at her, and thought I got lucky. I don't deserve you, I said quietly. Good, she replied. That means you'll try harder. We laughed, and I kissed her again. That was our rhythm. But if I'm being honest, there were moments, small ones, that didn't fit. Who are you texting? I asked one night as her phone lit up. No one, she said quickly, turning it face down. No one at 11 p.m.? Just a friend, she shrugged. What friend? You don't know them, she said, standing up. It's nothing, Ethan. I remember pausing, feeling something I couldn't name. But then I let it go. Because love means trust, right? You're overthinking, I told myself later. You sure? Mark asked when I mentioned it casually. Yeah, I said. It's nothing. You didn't sound convinced. I trust her, I replied. He looked at me carefully. Trust is good. Blind trust isn't. I know my wife, I said, a little sharper than I meant to. All right, he raised his hands. I'm just saying. I appreciate it, I sighed. But really, she wouldn't do anything. Then you've got nothing to worry about. Exactly. And I believe that. Days passed like they always did. Dinner tonight? I texted her. Of course, Red Heart, she replied. Your favorite place? You spoil me. That's my job. She always knew what to say. Always knew how to make me feel like I was enough. But then there were those little things again. You're quiet, I said one night. I'm just tired. You've been tired a lot lately. Work, Ethan, she said. Not everyone has it easy like you. That stung. Hey, I work hard too. I know, she softened. I didn't mean it like that. Then how did you mean it? I don't know, she sighed. Can we not do this tonight? Yeah, I said quickly. Sorry. She smiled faintly, but something fell off. Still, I ignored it. Because I trusted her. Because I loved her. Because I didn't want to believe anything was wrong. You think love is enough? Mark asked me one evening. It has to be, I replied. What if it's not? Then what's the point? He didn't answer. That question stayed with me longer than I expected. The next morning felt normal again. Good morning, she said, kissing my cheek. Morning. You're leaving early? Big meeting, I said. Don't work too hard. I'll try. She smiled, and for a second, everything felt perfect again. That's how it always worked. Doubt would creep in and then disappear, like it was never real. Later that day, I sat in my office, staring at my screen, unable to focus. You look distracted, Mark said, walking in. Just tired, or thinking too much. Maybe both. He leaned against the desk. Talk to me. It's nothing, I said again. You keep saying that. Because it is. He studied me for a moment. You trust her more than anything. Then stop worrying. I'm trying. Or, he added, find out what's bothering you. Ow! Go home early, he said casually. Surprise her. I chuckled. Like a romantic movie. Or like a reality check. I shook my head. You're dramatic. Maybe, he shrugged, but at least I don't ignore my gut. I leaned back, thinking. Coming home early, I muttered. Yeah, he said. Worst case, you surprise your wife and have a nice evening. And best case, you stop looking like a man who's about to lose his mind. I laughed. Do I really look that bad? Yes. Wow. I'm serious, Ethan. I sighed, glancing at the clock. It was still early. Too early to go home. Or maybe just early enough. You know what? I said slowly. What? I might do it. Finally, he smiled. A smart decision. It's not about suspicion, I added quickly. It's just a surprise. Sure, he said, clearly not convinced. I mean it. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I grabbed my keys, standing up. You're going now? He asked. Yeah. All right, he nodded. Call me later. I will. As I walked out, my heart felt strangely light. I pictured her face when I walked in. The surprise. The smile. The way she'd say, "You're early." And I'd reply, "I missed you." Simple. Perfect. Just like us. I had no idea that in a few minutes, everything I believed, everything I trusted, everything I loved was about to fall apart. I remember gripping the steering wheel tighter than usual as I pulled into the driveway. Relax, I muttered to myself. It's just a surprise. I stepped out, glancing at the house. Everything looked normal. Quiet. Peaceful. Perfect, I said under my breath. I unlocked the door and walked in slowly. Sophia? I called. No answer. I smiled. She's probably upstairs. I closed the door gently, trying to stay quiet. I'm going to scare her, I whispered, almost laughing. Then I heard it. A voice. Not mine. I froze. Seriously, a man's voice said, low and casual. My chest tightened. That's not. I shook my head. No, I'm imagining things. Then I heard her. Sophia. Laughing. Not her polite laugh. Not her soft smile laugh. This was different. Lighter. Freer. Intimate. Stop, she said between laughter. You're impossible. My heart started pounding. That's her. I whispered. That's Sophia. Another voice. Him. Admit it, he said. You like it. I felt my stomach drop. What is this? I whispered. I moved closer to the stairs, each step heavier than the last. Just go up, I told myself. It's nothing. But it didn't feel like nothing. It felt wrong. Every step creaked, louder than it should. Please, just be something normal, I begged under my breath. Their voices got clearer. Closer. You said he'd be at work, the man said. I know, Sophia replied. He won't be back for hours. My breath stopped. What? I stood there, halfway up the stairs, unable to move. He trusts me, she added. That word hit me like a punch. Trust. I swallowed hard. No, I said quietly. No. I reached the top of the stairs. The bedroom door was slightly open. I could hear them clearly now. Are you sure about this? The man asked. Already made my choice, she said. Silence. Then soft movement. A sound I couldn't mistake. My hand trembled as I pushed the door open. And everything ended. Sophia turned first. Her eyes widened. Ethan. The man turned slowly. And I saw his face. Daniel Brooks. Ethan, he said, standing up quickly. I didn't move. I couldn't. My voice cracked. You're in my house. Listen, he started. No, I said sharply. Don't. Sophia rushed toward me. Ethan, I can explain. Explain what? I laughed, but it came out broken. Explain this. It's not what it looks like. Stop, I snapped. Don't say that. It's complicated, she said, her voice shaking. No, I said quietly. It's not. Daniel stepped forward. I didn't mean for this to. Shut up, I said, my eyes locking onto his. You don't get to talk. He raised his hand slightly. I'm just trying to. You're in my home, I said slowly. You sat at my table. I know. You shook my hand. I know. And now you're in my bedroom. Silence. Say something, Sophia whispered. I looked at her. Really looked at her. And for the first time, I didn't recognize her. How long? I asked. She hesitated. How long? I repeated louder. A few months, she said quietly. I felt something inside me break. A few months, I repeated. It wasn't supposed to. Stop explaining, I said. Just answer. I didn't want to hurt you. I laughed again, hollow. You didn't want to hurt me? It just happened. No, I said. This doesn't just happen. Daniel stepped in again. Ethan, it's my fault too. I turned to him. You think that makes it better? No, but get out, I said. Ethan, get out. He hesitated, then grabbed his jacket. I'm sorry, he said quietly. Don't, I replied. Don't ever say that to me. He walked past me. I didn't move. I didn't look at him again. The door closed behind him, and it was just us, me and Sophia, or whatever was left of us. Ethan, she said softly. Don't, I replied. Please, just listen. I listened, I said. I heard everything. Tears filled her eyes. I didn't mean for you to find out like this. How did you mean for me to find out? I asked. She didn't answer. Was there a plan? I continued. Or was I just supposed to stay stupid forever? You're not stupid. I trusted you. I know. I believed in you. I know, she repeated, crying now. And you used that, I said. No, she shook her head. I was confused. Confused? I stepped back, staring at her. You were confused for months? I didn't know what I felt. You knew enough to lie, I said. That's not fair. Fair, I repeated. You're talking about fair? I was lonely, she said suddenly. I went silent. You were always working, she continued. You were never really here. I was building a life for us. I didn't need that, she cried. I needed you. And this was your solution? I asked. I didn't plan it, she said. But you didn't stop it either. She looked down. That was my answer. I asked you, I said quietly. I asked if something was wrong. I didn't know how to tell you. So you didn't, I nodded. You just replaced me. That's not true. Then what is it? I demanded. She didn't speak. The silence said everything. I felt empty. Not angry. Not even sad. Just empty. What happens now? She whispered. I looked at her one last time. I don't know, I said. Ethan, please. I can't. I interrupted. You can't what? I can't stand here and pretend this is something I can fix. We can fix it, she insisted. No, I said firmly. You broke it. She stepped closer. I love you. The words hit me, but they felt hollow. You don't get to say that, I replied. I mean it. If you did, I said, we wouldn't be here. Tears streamed down her face. I'm sorry, she whispered. I shook my head. Sorry doesn't change this. Please don't leave, she said. I paused at the door. For a second, just a second. I almost turned back, but then I remembered her voice. Her laugh. Not meant for me. I already have, I said quietly. And I walked out, down the stairs, out the door, into the silence. My chest felt tight. My hands shook. I tried to breathe, but it wouldn't come. This isn't real, I whispered. But it was. Every step away from that house made it more real, more final. Everything I believed in, gone. Everything I trusted, broken. Everything I loved, destroyed. And in that moment, standing alone, I realized something I never thought I'd have to face. My life wasn't perfect. It never was. I just didn't see the truth until it was too late. I don't remember how long I walked. Just keep moving, I muttered to myself. Just don't stop. My phone buzzed. Sophia. I stared at the screen. No, I said, declining the call. It buzzed again. And again. Stop calling me, I whispered. I kept walking. My chest still felt tight, like I couldn't get enough air. This isn't real, I said under my breath. This can't be real. But every time I closed my eyes, I saw it. Her. Him. That room. God. I ran a hand through my hair. Why? My phone rang again. Sophia. I turned it off. Silence. For a moment, I thought that would help. It didn't, because the noise was in my head now. Her voice. Her laugh. You said he'd be at work. I stopped walking. No, I said firmly. Don't think about it. But I couldn't stop. I pulled my phone back out and turned it on. My hands were shaking. Call Mark, I told myself. I pressed his name. He answered almost immediately. Hey man. I saw her, I cut in. There was a pause. What do you mean? He asked slowly. I went home early, I said, my voice breaking. She wasn't alone. Silence. Mark, I whispered. She wasn't alone. Who? He asked. Daniel. Another pause. Daniel Brooks? Yes. Are you sure? I saw them, I said. In my house. In my bedroom. Damn, he exhaled. Ethan, I heard them before I saw them. I continued. She said I wouldn't be home. She said I trusted her. Hey, he said gently. Where are you right now? I don't know, I admitted. Some street. It doesn't matter. It matters, he said. You shouldn't be alone. I'm alone, I replied. No, you're not. I'm here. I laughed weakly. Not really. I can come get you. I don't need that. You do. I don't, I insisted. I just needed to tell someone. Okay, he said carefully. Tell me everything. So I did. I walked in, I said. I heard voices. I thought I was imagining it. You weren't. I opened the door. I continued. And they just looked at me. What did she say? She tried to explain. I said. Said it was complicated. And him. He apologized, I scoffed. Like that means anything. Of course it doesn't. I asked her how long, I added. And a few months. Mark went quiet again. A few months, I repeated. Ethan, I'm sorry. I trusted her, I said. I defended her. I told you she was perfect. I remember. I feel stupid. You're not stupid. I am, I snapped. I ignored everything. You loved her, he said. That's not stupidity. It feels like it. That's because you're hurt. I leaned against a wall, closing my eyes. It feels like someone ripped something out of me, I said quietly. I know. No, you don't, I replied. It's like everything I believed in is gone. You'll get through this. How? I asked. Tell me how. One step at a time. That's not an answer. It's the only one I've got. I stayed silent. Where are you going to go? He asked. I don't know. You can come to my place. Maybe, I said. Not yet. Don't go back there tonight. I won't. Promise? I promise. Okay, he said. Call me if you need anything. I already did. You know what I mean? Yeah, I sighed. Thanks. Stay safe. I will. I hung up. For a moment, everything was quiet again. Then my phone buzzed. A message. Sophia, please talk to me. I stared at it. No, I whispered. Another message. It's not what you think. I laughed bitterly. I saw it, I said to myself. What else is there to think? Another message. It meant nothing. That one hit harder. Nothing. I typed back. Months of lying is nothing. She replied instantly. I didn't mean it like that. Then what did you mean? It didn't mean anything emotionally. I stared at the screen. So physically is fine? I typed. That's not what I'm saying. Then say it clearly. She paused. Then, I made a mistake. I felt anger rise in my chest. A mistake is forgetting milk, I typed. This wasn't a mistake. Ethan, please. Stop, I replied. Just stop. Can we talk in person? No. Please. I said no. I turned my phone off again. I can't do this, I said aloud. I started walking again, not caring where. After a while, I found myself near the office. Why am I here? I muttered. I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to sit alone. So I went inside. The building was quiet. Ethan, a voice called. I turned. Emily Ross stood there, holding a folder. You're here late, she said. Yeah, I replied. Couldn't sleep. She looked at me carefully. You don't look okay. I'm fine. No, you're not, she said gently. I forced a smile. It's nothing. She stepped closer. You don't have to pretend. I'm not pretending. You are, she said softly. Your eyes say otherwise. I looked away. Rough day, I admitted. Do you want to talk about it? I hesitated. Then I shook my head. Not really. That's okay, she said. You don't have to. She didn't push. Didn't ask questions. She just stood there. Thank you, I said quietly. For what? For not making it harder. She smiled slightly. Sometimes people just need someone to listen, even if they don't say anything. I nodded. That helps. Good. We stood in silence for a moment. Do you want coffee? She asked. Yeah, I said. That sounds good. As we walked toward the break room, my phone buzzed again. I didn't check it. I'm done, I whispered to myself. What? Emily asked. Nothing, I said. Just thinking. But the truth was clear now. Everything I thought I had was never real, and I was the last one to realize it. I stood outside the house longer than I expected. Just go in, I told myself. You need answers. My hand hovered over the door. Or maybe you don't, I whispered. But I opened it anyway. Sophia? I called. I'm here, she replied instantly. Her voice sounded different. Softer. Careful. I stepped inside. She was standing in the living room. Eyes red. Hands shaking. Ethan, thank you for coming back. I didn't come back, I said. I came to talk. She nodded slowly. Okay. Silence stretched between us. Say it, I said. Say what? The truth, I replied. All of it. She looked down. It's been a few months, she said quietly. I know that part. It started small, she continued. Just conversations. With him. Yes. Daniel. She nodded. How? I asked. How does that even happen? I don't know, she said. We just talked more. And that leads to this. I gestured around. It wasn't planned. Stop saying that, I snapped. Nothing about this feels accidental. She flinched. I felt alone, she said. There it is, I muttered. Blame me. I'm not blaming you. You just said you felt alone. Because you were always working, she replied. I was building our life. I didn't ask for that kind of life, she said. So what did you ask for? I demanded. This? No, she shook her head. I asked for you. You had me. Not really, she whispered. I stared at her. Every day, I said slowly, I came home to you. But you weren't present, she replied. That doesn't justify this. I know, she said quickly. I know it doesn't. Then why say it? Because it's part of the truth. I laughed bitterly. Your truth sounds like excuses. It's not excuses, she insisted. It's how I felt. And what about how I feel? I asked. She didn't answer. That matters too, I added. I know, she whispered. Do you? I stepped closer. Because it doesn't feel like it. I made a mistake, she said again. No, I said firmly. You made a series of choices. She looked away. Did you ever think about me? I asked. Yes. When? I pressed. Before or after? That's not fair. Neither is what you did. Tears rolled down her face. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did. I know. And you kept going. I didn't know how to stop. You say that like you had no control. I was confused. You were selfish, I corrected. She closed her eyes. Maybe I was, she admitted. The honesty hit differently. Why him? I asked. I don't know. You do, I said. Tell me. He listened, she said quietly. I felt something twist inside me. I listened too, not the same way. So I wasn't enough. That's not what I'm saying. It is, I said. You just don't want to say it out loud. I loved you, she said suddenly. Loved? I repeated. I still do. I shook my head. Love doesn't look like that. It was real. Then why risk it? She didn't answer. My phone buzzed. I pulled it out. Unknown number. I answered. What? Ethan, a voice said. It's Daniel. My jaw tightened. How did you get this number? That doesn't matter. I just need to talk. No, I said. You don't. Please, he insisted. I didn't mean for this to happen. I laughed coldly. You keep saying that. It's true. You don't accidentally end up in someone else's bed. I know I messed up. You think saying that fixes anything? No, but listen carefully. I cut him off. You stay away from me. I'm not trying to cause more damage. You already did. I care about her. Then you should have respected her marriage. Silence. I'm sorry, he said again. Don't call me again. I hung up. Sophia looked at me. He called you? Yeah. What did he say? The same thing you did, I replied. Nothing useful. I told him not to contact you. Well, he didn't listen. She wiped her tears. I hate this, she whispered. You should. I hate what I did. Then why did you do it? I told you, she said. I was lost. And now? I want to fix it. I shook my head. You can't fix this. We can try. No, I said firmly. You can try. I'm done trying. Ethan, I gave you everything. I interrupted. And you gave it to someone else. That's not fair. It's exactly fair. She stepped closer. Please don't give up on us. I took a step back. There is no us. Yes, there is. No, I said. There was. She broke down again. I don't know what to do, she cried. That's not my problem anymore. The words felt heavy, but true. My phone buzzed again. Mark. I stepped aside and answered. You good? He asked. No. Where are you? At the house. What? I needed answers. And she admitted everything. He exhaled. Damn. Months, I said. It's been months. I'm sorry, man. I don't even feel angry anymore. That's worse. Yeah. What are you going to do? I looked at Sophia, then away. I don't know. Yes, you do, he said. You're just afraid to say it. Maybe. Don't stay where you're not respected. I know. You deserve better. I know. Then act like it. I stayed quiet. Ethan, he added, don't let guilt trap you. I'm not guilty. Then don't act like you are. I ended the call. Sophia watched me carefully. What did he say? The truth, I replied. And what is that? I took a deep breath. That I deserved better. Her face fell. I can be better. It's too late for that. Please, she said. Give me one more chance. I looked at her. At everything we were. Everything we lost. I can't, I said quietly. Why? Because I won't beg for love, I replied. Not for someone who already gave it away. Silence filled the room. And this time, I didn't feel confused. I felt clear. I stood in the empty apartment, staring at the boxes around me. This is it, I muttered. Start over. My phone buzzed. Mark, you moved in, he asked. Yeah, I said, looking around. Not much, but it's enough. How do you feel? I paused. Lighter, I admitted. Still hurts, but different. That's progress. I guess. You made the right call. I know, I said quietly. It just took everything to do it. That's how it works. I sat on the couch. Feels strange being alone. You're not alone, he replied. You're just not tied to the wrong person anymore. I exhaled slowly. That sounds better. It is better. I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. So what now, he asked. Now, I focus on me. Finally. Yeah, I said. Finally. After the call, I looked at my reflection in the dark screen. You need to get your life back, I told myself. The next morning, I woke up early. No messages. No noise. Just silence. Good, I said. Peace. At work, I kept my head down. Ethan, Emily's voice came from behind me. I turned. Hey, you look different, she said. Different how? Calmer, she replied. Still tired, but stronger. I gave a small smile. I'm trying. That shows. She leaned against the desk. How are you really? I thought for a moment. I'm not okay, I said honestly. But I'm not broken anymore. That's a big step. Yeah. You want coffee? She asked. Sure. We walked together. You don't ask too many questions, I said. She glanced at me. Do you want me to? No, I replied. I appreciate it. Good, she smiled. Then I won't. I laughed softly. That helps more than you think. I figured. We sat down with our cups. You're rebuilding, she said. Trying to. What does that look like for you? I leaned back. Work. Gym. Clearing my head. Sounds solid. I need structure, I added. Something I can control. You'll get there. I have to. She nodded. And emotionally, she asked. I hesitated. I'm shutting that part down for now. That's okay, she said. Just don't lock it forever. I won't. Good. I looked at her. You're easy to talk to. That's because I listen. Yeah, I smiled. You do. Later that day, my phone buzzed again. Mark. Update, he said immediately. About what? Sophia. I went quiet. I don't need. Just listen, he interrupted. You should know. Fine. Things aren't going well. With him? I asked. Yeah. Daniel's not sticking around like she thought. I closed my eyes. Not surprised. He's already pulling away. That was fast. People like that don't stay, Mark said. I sighed. She chose that. I know. Does she know? Probably now. I leaned against the wall. How is she? I asked before I could stop myself. Not good, he replied. She's been trying to reach you again. I blocked her. Good. I mean it, Mark, I said. I'm done. I know you are. It's just strange hearing about it. That's normal. I don't feel happy about it. You're not supposed to, he said. You're just seeing reality catch up. Yeah. She thought she was gaining something, he added. Turns out she lost everything. I stayed silent. You still there? He asked. Yeah. You okay? I think so, I replied. I just don't feel anything about it. That's not a bad thing. It's not. No. It means you're detaching. I nodded slowly. That's what I need. After the call, I sat down, thinking, this is different, I told myself. You're not chasing answers anymore. That night, I went to the gym. Push harder, I said under my breath. Every rep felt like release. Every drop of sweat felt like progress. You're not that man anymore, I told myself. The one who stood frozen. The one who begged for answers. I was done with that version of me. The next day, Emily walked in again. You've got energy today, she said. I slept well. That helps. And I worked out. Even better. She smiled. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself. I have to, I replied. No one else will do it for me. That's true, she said. But you're doing it right. I lean back in my chair. For the first time, I feel in control. She nodded. That's powerful. It is, I agreed. My phone buzzed once more. Unknown number. I stared at it, then declined. No more, I said quietly. What? Emily asked. Nothing important, I replied. But inside I knew that chapter was closing. Not because everything was fixed, but because I was no longer stuck in it. I looked at my hands. Steady. No shaking. No panic. Yeah, I whispered. You're getting there. For the first time since that day, I didn't feel broken. I felt rebuilding. And this time, I was doing it for me. My phone rang late that evening. Unknown number. I stared at it for a second. Don't pick up, I muttered. It kept ringing. I exhaled slowly and answered. What? Ethan, it's me. Sophia. My grip tightened slightly. You change your number? I asked. I had to, she said softly. You blocked me everywhere else. I had a reason. I know. Silence settled between us. What do you want? I asked. I needed to talk to you. I don't. Please, she whispered. Just listen. I leaned back in my chair. Say what you need to say. She took a shaky breath. He left. I didn't react. Daniel, she added. He's gone. I stayed quiet. I thought he cared, she continued. But he didn't. Not really. That surprises you? I asked calmly. I was wrong, she said. Yes, I replied. You were. I made a mistake, Ethan. I closed my eyes for a second. You already said that. I mean it now. You meant it before, too. No, she said. Before, I was still confused. Now I see everything clearly. That's good for you. It's not good, she replied. It's painful. I let out a quiet breath. Pain has a way of teaching fast. I deserve that, she admitted. Yes, I said simply. Another silence. I lost everything, she whispered. I didn't respond immediately. Then I said, You didn't lose everything that day. You threw it away. She broke down. I know, she cried. I know I did. You made your choice, I continued. And now you're living with it. I regret it every second. Regret doesn't undo anything. I wish I could go back. You can't. I'd choose differently. Of course you would, I said. Now that you've seen the outcome. That's not fair. It's reality. She sniffed softly. I miss you. I paused. I don't miss what we became. That's not who we were. It became who you made us, I replied. I was lost, and I paid the price for it. I'm sorry, she whispered again. I know. Is there any chance? She asked carefully. No. The word came out steady. Final. She inhaled sharply. Nothing. Nothing. Ethan, I'm not angry anymore, I said. But I'm not coming back either. I can change. I believe you can, I replied. But not for me. She went silent. I needed to hear your voice, she said after a moment. And now you have. I don't deserve another chance, do I? No, I answered honestly. She didn't argue. I understand, she said quietly. That's good. I just wanted you to know. I see everything now. I'm glad you do. I hurt you, she said. Yes. And I lost you. Yes. I have to live with that. Yes. She let out a long breath. Goodbye, Ethan. Goodbye, Sophia. The call ended. I placed the phone down slowly. No anger. No shaking. Just calm. That's it, I whispered. A chapter closed. The next day, Mark called. You heard? He asked. Heard what? Daniel. I frowned slightly. What about him? He's crashing, Mark said. Work found out about everything. I leaned back. Really? Yeah. Reputation's taking a hit. I thought about it for a second. Not surprising. He messed with the wrong people, Mark added. Or made the wrong choices, I said. Call it what you want, he replied. It's karma. I shook my head. No, it's consequences. Same thing. Not really, I said. Karma feels like fate. This is just cause and effect. He laughed lightly. Look at you, getting philosophical. I've had time to think. That's obvious. I paused. I don't feel anything about it. About him? About any of it. That means you're healing. I think so. You're not the same guy anymore. No, I said quietly. I'm not. That's a good thing. Yeah, I nodded. It is. Later, I saw Emily at work. You look different again, she said. Better or worse? Better, she smiled. More settled. I had a conversation last night. With her. Yeah. And it's over. She studied my face. You're sure? I've never been more sure. She nodded. How do you feel? Peaceful, I said. Not happy, but not hurting. That's progress. It is. We walked toward the break room. You didn't try to hurt her back? She asked. I shook my head. No. Why not? Because that's not what I needed. And what did you need? To stop hurting, I replied. She smiled slightly. That's a strong answer. I realized something. I added. What? Revenge isn't about making them feel pain. Then what is it? It's about not letting their actions control you anymore. She nodded. That's powerful. I think so too. I grabbed a coffee and leaned against the counter. For a while, I thought I needed answers, I said. And now? Now I don't care why it happened. Because it already did. Exactly. She crossed her arms. You've grown a lot. I had to, and you did. I looked at her. Thanks for being around, I said. You did the hard part, she replied. I just listened. That mattered. I'm glad. We stood there for a moment. Quiet. Comfortable. Not forced. Not complicated. Ready to move forward? She asked. I thought about it. Then nodded. Yeah, I said. I am. And for the first time, I meant it. I didn't expect to see her again. But when she texted, I paused. Just once the message read. No pressure. Closure. I stared at it for a long time. Closure. I repeated under my breath. I almost ignored it. Then I replied. 1 hour. Public place. Her response came fast. Thank you. I chose a quiet cafe. Neutral ground. No memories. No history. Just a place to end things properly. I arrived early. Keep it simple, I told myself. Say what needs to be said. Nothing more. She walked in 10 minutes later. For a second, I barely recognized her. She looked smaller. Not physically. Just less certain. Ethan, she said softly. Hi. She sat across from me. Thank you for meeting me. I said 1 hour. I replied. Let's use it. She nodded. I won't waste your time. Silence settled for a moment. You look different, she said. So do you. She gave a faint smile. I guess we both changed. Yes, I said. We did. She looked down at her hands. I've been thinking a lot. I'm sure you have. I keep replaying everything, she continued. Every moment. Every choice. That sounds exhausting. It is, she admitted. I leaned back slightly. What do you want from this conversation? She hesitated. Honesty, she said. And maybe a chance. I shook my head gently. I can give you honesty, I said. But not the second part. Her expression fell. I thought you might say that. Then why ask? Because I had to try, she replied. I nodded. Fair enough. She took a deep breath. I was selfish, she said. I see that now. Yes. I hurt you. Yes. I destroyed what we had. Yes. She swallowed hard. I hate myself for it. That's something you'll have to deal with, I said calmly. I know. Silence again. I keep thinking about the way you looked at me that day, she said. I didn't respond. I've never seen that kind of pain before. It wasn't just pain, I said quietly. It was realization. Of what? That everything I believed in wasn't real. Her eyes filled with tears. It was real, she whispered. Not enough, I replied. She nodded slowly. I wish I could change it. You can't. I know. She wiped her tears. I've changed, she said. I believe you. Then why not give us another chance? I looked at her carefully. Because I've changed too. She frowned slightly. What does that mean? It means I see things differently now, I said. I understand my worth. I always knew your worth. No, I replied. If you did, you wouldn't have risked losing me. She went quiet. I loved you, I continued. That was real. I know it was. But I love myself more now. The words settled between us. Heavy. Final. She closed her eyes briefly. So that's it, she asked. That's it. No anger. No. No hatred. No. Just nothing. Not nothing, I said. Peace. She looked at me again. I don't deserve that, do I? That's not for me to decide. She nodded slowly. I lost you. Yes. For good. Yes. She let out a long breath. I thought losing you would break me, she said. And did it? It changed me, she replied, in ways I didn't expect. I studied her face. I hope you grow from it. I will, she said. I have to. That's the only way forward. She gave a small, sad smile. You always had the answers. No, I said. I just learned from the pain. Silence settled again. This time, it felt complete. I'm glad you came, she said. So am I. I needed to see you like this. Like what? Strong, she answered. Not broken. I was broken, I admitted. Just not anymore. She nodded. That's good. It is. She hesitated. Can I ask you one last thing? Go ahead. Did you ever think about coming back? I paused. Once, I said honestly. Right after it happened. And now? Now I know better. She accepted that. I'm sorry, she said again. I know. And I mean it. I know. She stood up slowly. I won't bother you again. That's for the best. She looked at me one last time. Goodbye, Ethan. Goodbye, Sophia. She turned and walked away. I watched her leave. No pain. No regret. Just closure. I sat there for a moment longer. That's done, I whispered. And it was. Completely. Later that day, I met Emily. You look lighter, she said as soon as she saw me. I feel lighter. Something happened. I closed a chapter. She smiled. That's a big step. It is. We walked side by side. So what's next? She asked. I thought about it. Forward, I said. Only forward? Only forward. She nodded. I like that answer. I glanced at her. You've been part of that, I said. Of what? Helping me get here. She smiled softly. You did that yourself. Not completely. Still, she said, you made the choices. I did. We stopped near the exit. Do you feel ready? She asked. For what? For something new. I considered it. Not rushing, I said. But not closed either. That's fair. I smiled slightly. That's growth, right? Exactly. I took a deep breath. The air felt different. Clear. Light. You know, I said, for a while, I thought my life ended that day. And now I think it started. She smiled. I'm glad you see it that way. So am I. We stepped outside. The world looked the same. But I wasn't. And that made all the difference. I wasn't the man who trusted blindly. I wasn't the man who ignored the truth. I wasn't the man who begged to be loved. I was someone new, someone stronger, someone who understood his value. And for the first time in a long time, I felt free. Not from her, not from the past, but from everything that once held me back. This is who I am now, I said quietly. And this time, I believed it.